What is up, everybody, and welcome back to PhillyCheese Gaming. As always, my name is Philip, but you can just call me Philly Cheese. Today, we are launching a brand new video series called Last Gen Bargain Bin. So this is going to be a series where we talk about great games from the last generation of consoles that you can find in your typical discount bargain bin at the game store. I feel like there are a lot of great games out there that deserve more attention, and that's going to be the main focus of this series. Plus, I just like talking about video games. I mean, who doesn't, right? So in each episode, we're going to take a closer look at a last-gen game that delivers a ton of entertainment value for a low price. Now enough with the pleasantries. Roll the intro. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at Split Second. If you were to ask me to describe Split Second in one short phrase, I'd probably say it's like Mario Kart went and grew itself some balls. But let me explain that statement. Split Second is a racing game with a serious emphasis on screwing over your opposition, and we have a unique delivery method for said screwing of said opponents. Rather than shooting at the racers with some kind of weaponry, you're unleashing the racetrack itself against your competition. For example, blowing up a building, swinging a construction crane, all the way up to sinking an aircraft carrier or crashing a jetliner. These moves are called power plays, and some even change the track, sending everyone on a new, often more dangerous route. Power plays are not just reserved for the player to use either. All the other cars on the course can and will be trying to take you out and get ahead. The single-player experience is presented like a TV show, with different races and events making up episodes within seasons. Finishing in the top 3 in each episode earns you credits, which in turn unlocks new episodes and new seasons, in addition to new courses and cars. There's also a quick play mode, which is exactly what it sounds like, Xbox Live multiplayer, and split screen. Now I want to call special attention to split screen because there are not a lot of games nowadays that offer what we console peasants call couch co-op. That is, the ability to sit in a room with another human being, presumably on a couch, and play the same game together at the same time. It's crazy. For some reason, game developers nowadays make it so you have to each buy a copy of the game and then jump through a bunch of hoops to play together online, which then also requires a live subscription, headsets, good internet connection. Okay, I know the reason. It's simple math, and I get that. It's greed. But I would argue that even with a great connection and a great communication hardware, playing a game with someone online is just not the same as playing a game with someone in the same physical space. Especially if something competitive like this, the trash talking just takes on a whole new vibe when the other guy is right there beside you. So, to bring it back around, couch co-op games are a dying breed, but a lot of fun to play, and Split Second is a great example of one of these types of games. Also, besides the standard race mode, there are other game types. Detonator mode is like a time trial where the power plays on the track trigger ahead of you automatically and you try to finish a lap with the best possible time. Airstrike has you dodging missile attacks from a helicopter, and then there's Air Revenge where you can charge power play energy to shoot back at the helicopter. Survival mode has you try to overtake 18-wheelers while they drop explosive barrels at you, and Elimination mode blows up the car in last place every 30 seconds or so until only one driver remains. Personally, I like Race and Detonator the most, but all the modes are fun, and the single-player campaign will have you running all the modes on the tracks at one point or another. The standard game has 12 tracks, with additional courses available through paid DLC. All of the tracks have a different flavor and different sets of power plays and course changers. I can't tell you how many cars there are in the game because I haven't unlocked them all yet, but I found a list online which detailed over 30 drivable vehicles. For me, it's all about that Elite 440 BRN variant. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. Now let's talk about driving mechanics, since this is a racing game. I'm going to go on record now and say I don't play a lot of racing games, so my opinion may not count for a lot, but I think the driving in Split Second is pretty much tailored to the kind of game they wanted to make. What is that supposed to mean? Well, the driving in Split Second is by no means realistic. It's actually really simple. There's a trigger assigned to the gas, the other trigger is assigned to the brakes, and you use one stick to steer. That's it. Drifting, which is how you build up energy to trigger those power plays, is just a simple matter of tapping the brake at the start of a turn, and then you tap the brake again to get back out of the skid. Sometimes you have to let off the gas, but usually not. Seriously, clamp on that acceleration trigger and don't let it go. Always be accelerating. Hardcore racing players may not like this simplified system, but it's really easy to pick up for beginners, and it lets you spend less time learning how to control the car, and more time enjoying the insanity that's unfolding on the track. Proper use of power plays will get you further in this game than expert driving skills anyway. That's why I like to compare this to kart racers like Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing, as opposed to like Forza Motorsport or something like that. Serious racing games are all about cool, calm, composed player skill. Split Second is about white-knuckle, high-speed action. Different strokes for different engines, I guess. See what I did there? Along these same lines, the game features a very minimalistic HUD with no speedometer or minimap. These things would get in the way of visual space that you need to focus on the track, and the map would be useless anyway in a game where the course can change at any instant. This all reinforces the arcade nature of the game, and I think for the better. So what's the big draw here? Why do I think you should go out and buy Split Second? Well, here's why. This is the most fun racing game I have ever played. Everything happens so quickly around you. You can't just try and hug the corners to race efficiently when you're dodging exploding school buses. Sure, you want to take the outside edge on this shallow turn, but then suddenly an apartment building is coming down in front of you and there's just a narrow gap to try and squeeze through. This generally leads to a lot of shouting and screaming in the room, particularly when doing that couch co-op thing we were talking about earlier. Split Second generates more holy moments out of me than most survival horror games. I don't think I have the capacity to record gameplay with commentary and not permanently damage your speakers with curse words, so hopefully the footage here is enough to convince you to give Split Second a try. You can typically find a used copy of this arcade racing gem for $15 or less, and I think the entertainment value you'll get out of it will be a lot more. And now, for all you trivia nerds out there, Split Second was released in 2010 by Disney Interactive Studios after being developed by BlackRock Studio and is available on Xbox 360, PS3, PlayStation Portable, and Steam. Metacritic ratings for the different platform versions of the games are all above 75, except the PSP version, which slots in at a 63. Interestingly enough, when you finish the final race, there's a cutscene that ends with "To be continued," thus hinting at a sequel. However, when Disney came under new management in December of 2010, the game was cancelled. BlackRock Studio, which is also known for the MotoGP series, still exists, but has seen several reductions to its staffing levels since the management change in 2010, and it's very unlikely that we'll ever see a Split Second 2. Also, in Europe, the game had to be released under the title Split Second Velocity, due to a really bad 90s horror flick of the same name. At least I think that's why. Don't quote me on that. Also, I haven't seen the movie, so I guess I can't attest to how terrible it is, but it's about a global warming monster who rips out people's hearts in London in the flooded future of 2008. Seriously, that's the plot. Split Second the game was nominated for a VGX award for Best Driving Game and also an Interactive Achievement Award for Best Racing Game of the Year in 2010, but did not win, losing both to Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Split Second the movie is universally regarded as one of the worst creature features of the 90s and claims no nominations for any awards whatsoever. I don't know about you, but I'm going to stick with the Split Second video game. You can do whatever you want, I guess. Actually, what you should do is smash on the like button like it's the accelerator on your Elite 440. Race on down to our Facebook page and take a victory lap with that subscribe button. I will keep making puns until these things happen, so you may as well just do it. The real power play, there's another one, would be to check out the rest of the channel. We've got gaming videos of all sorts to keep you entertained, with more to come. And let's not forget the comments section where you can wax poetic about this or any other classic game, make suggestions for future episodes, or just drop a line to say hi. Anyways, that's all for this episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. As usual, this is Philip for PhillyCheese Gaming, signing off. Yeah! Oh, eat that. You can't just try to hug the corners to race efficiently when suddenly you're dodging exploding school... Dodging? Oh my god.